guns, and the other stuff. Anti-tank.
I wouldn't be.
You're going to be running around in circles, going.
Scott, it's good to have you back and being in such an upbeat mood coming back from overseas. So here we are at Scott's basement on this fine Wednesday morning. Finally, no heat wave, and we are playing. This is your first game of Mid-War, is it not?
Yep, first game of Mid-War and first game of version 4.
Right. So we are playing 71 points because that's the Canadian Nationals points level, and that's in, Jesus, 5 weeks away. Scott, you're taking the eye ties. Why don't you go through your list? It's already deployed.
Okay.
I'm already unhappy with one of your choices. I lent him my models because he just got back and he's gonna be painting for like a month.
Okay, so my main formation is a Bersaglieri infantry company. So right here I have a platoon of 9 stands. Over here I have a platoon of 4 or 5 stands. Then I have a HMG platoon. And a mortar platoon. So that's the formation.
And in support?
And then in support I have a battery of 100mm guns.
No. I lent him my cards, and he goes, "Oh, now they're captured 25 pounders."
Oh, they captured 25 pounders.
So they're 1 billion times better.
2 of the Lancia 90s.
Yep.
Platoon of L640 recce tanks.
That were not painted half an hour ago.
Yeah. And an Allied PAC 39 5 centimeter German Afrika Korps.
And your CO and 2IC are up on the
commanders are there.
I am running. We're playing free for all.
Sorry, and
and planes. Right. Yes, that I broke.
That Dennis killed.
So my list is similar to the last list I took against Rob. Instead of the Stukas for 9 points, I took a formation of scout cars. So, because of the nature of free for all, we were going back and forth, back and forth. I was waiting till the very end to see where he was going to place his Lancias. So I placed scout cars, spearheaded them up 4 inches. Scout cars, spearheaded them up 4 inches. Was really coy. Once he placed his artillery down, and I knew that they're 25 pounders with a range 24, I was like, well, the martyrs are going to be more than 24 inches away. So I've got range on him, and I can shoot and scoot up onto this hill and shoot there. But as soon as he placed his Lancias there, I'm like, okay, I can probably bum rush using this hill as cover from the Lancias. Hopefully wipe out these scout tanks and just swoop into the objective over here for the kill. So in terms of lists, I've got Panzer III HQ here. There's a Panzer IV Longs, 2 of them here. Another platoon of Panzer IIIs. They're short, despite the guns. We've already seen the martyrs and the scout cars over there. Here's the scout car HQ. It's one of those 8-rads with the Enigma machine in it. Some 8-rads and more scout cars. So that is my list, my deployment, and we've already rolled and I've gone first, which is why he was lamenting up and down as I started filming. So we'll see what's what after turn 1. My turn 1 consisted of redeployment against these immobile guns. Well, the PAC-30 isn't really immobile, but dashed, followed me. The rest of the platoon failed with those guys. Dashed, followed me. The rest of the platoon failed with these guys. Dashed, passed to follow me on these ones. Over here, these Panzers, again, staying away from the Lancias, which can't move and shoot, which is great because of the tactical thing. Over here I was able to, with long range shots, pop 2 of his freshly painted scout tanks, and everybody else is hugging the hill. So that's my turn 1. And now it's Scott's turn. We'll see if the planes and the artillery and all that other good jazz can range in.
Planes first.
So Scott's turn 2, planes did not come in. He tactical moved these guys up, was just short of this guy here, but the Lancia took 2 shots and killed him. The other Lancia tried to hit my scout formation HQ needing 7s, but missed. The captured... We read the card, and it's like captured 25 pounders don't gain the 24-inch range for direct fire, according to the card. Really, the only reason to do it is to get extra shots in direct fire, and the bombardment is an extra 8 inches. So,
but you lose
but you lose a point of firepower. So it's kind of well, and they gain. The thing is, they have turntable as well, because if somehow I drove scout cars right past them, they'd have to turn to right. So we've determined now that probably best to not bother with the Capture 25 pounders. Since you don't get the stats of a 25 pounder, it's just the stats changed on the card. However, so he ranged in over here and I made my saves. And the rest of his scout cars redeployed. They dashed, I believe? Yes.
Yeah. So
now it's going to be my turn 2, where hopefully I can start punishing this flank. On my turn 2, I continued the redeployment. Despite a flurry of hits, I only managed to bail out his 2 vehicles. So he does have to make those tests. I don't know what the remount rating is. Hopefully it's not crap. But apart from that, I mean, those guys dashed. Everybody else kind of got into position for later. Plan for the Martyrs is to be able to blitz up this hill here and fire on whatever's left. But so far the plan is working. I'm bum rushing one flank, and he doesn't have the mobility to redeploy. I don't know why he didn't. You might have wanted to dash those infantry. The guns aren't immobile. I mean, I know you're bombarding them, but now it's like, I don't know. Maybe we'll put them on the hill or something. Who knows? Yeah, they're not going to hit anything direct fire, so
no.
You may as well just keep them where they are, I guess. For sale, Italian dice, only used once.
Only used. Not even a full game.
So his Lancias just needed 5s to vaporize these guys. He rolled nothing but 1s, 2s, and 3s. This is really, really bad.
After surviving that.
After surviving, yeah. Both his vehicles remounted on a 3+ because they're fearless, which is crazy. The scout tanks, the L-460s, did 2 bailouts, and then the 18 shots from the HMGs got the other bailout, and I failed my remount test, so I lost one there, and I'll have to see if this guy gets back in. He ranged in over here with his artillery, and he took some pot shots after tactical moving the Pak 38s to try and take some pot shots there. So now my turn, whatever it is, but still I got to get rid of HMGs, infantry, Lancias, mortars. Well, the mortars, I mean, he can just send 1 in at a time to contest. And I got rid of them scout tanks as well. So still got some work to do here. The Italian Air Force has yet to come in. However, with a plethora of shots, I finally managed to kill 1 lousy Lancia. However, my long gun Panzer IVs successfully blitzed across and popped 2 of these scout tanks. So they'll be testing for the rest of the game. They'll be testing for the rest of the game. I really got to do something about these HMGs. Because now he's going to start dashing and avantiing his infantry to that objective, so I'm going to have to redeploy. So that is that. Now it is Scott's next turn.
Well, that was a little bit better turn.
That was a little bit better turn. So Scott, in the movement step, his Avanti paid off over there. So he's he can't capture it next turn because you can't capture the turn after you dash, but it's 2 turns away. And I need to reposition stuff. So in that vein, he was picking off scout cars with everything. So I have tests to make over here. These scout cars, 2 are bailed, 1's dead. The Lancia, Fearless Lancia, made its test. Picked off my 2 IC. These HMGs bailed out another. What else happened? Mortars shot Mortars came in, I think the artillery bailed one. The planes came in and killed one. And the Pak 38s came in and did some damage. So I mean, it's a little bit from everywhere, but I've got a lot of tests to make here. Luckily, the scout cars have a good remount for scout cars. But if I fail one, I think their motivation, their last stand is really, really bad. So especially on the scout cars, I'm not sure about the 8 rads, but the 8 rads are fine. So it's going to be my turn next. We'll see what is what. So on my turn, I failed to damage the other Lancia. My Martyrs tactical took pot shots at the Pak 38s, missed. I dashed, followed me the 2 scout cars over there. Hilariously, I did lose 2 platoons of scout cars because I couldn't remount, much to Scott's hilarity. My HQ tank failed to blitz, so I moved up, took pot shots into the HMGs, and succeeded in killing a guy. These guys, the 8 rads and the Pak and the Panzer IVs, their intention was to assault into here. I was just too far away to assault from him because right now he's within barely line of sight of the Lancia. I was going to assault with them into this infantry, but the Lancia would have gotten defensive fire. So yeah, how about no on that? Free kills for the Lancia. So in this case here, I've got this objective now, pushed this the lone HMG guy back. He can still feed me a couple of units into here, but it's coming down to the wire. However, now, oh yeah, and in defensive fire, the HMGs did bail out one of my ARAs. Actually, no,
you assaulted.
Yeah, I don't think I was able to assault actually because I had less than 2 tanks. I don't think that assault actually happened. We'll have to look that up in the rules. Just, you know how if an infantry goes in, we'll have to double check that.
Okay.
We'll have to double check that real quick. We'll be right back.
So that means you can do your tanks now.
All right, so we've gone and checked. So here's what ended up happening. So 8 rads are not top armor 1 or 2. He did get 5 hits in defensive fire from the HMGs, the 2 HMGs. He bailed one out, but because it took 5 hits, they're not top armor 1 or 2, the assault doesn't happen. What this means though, so we've gone back to here, so it means now my Panzer IVs can try and go in. So I guess we'll just do it live. I guess I got to do cross checks because they're in the scrub. So they both make it in. Your defensive fire here won't do anything. Now I just need to roll to hit. 2 3s, and God knows what Panzer IV assault is 3+. So I do kill 2 teams, but there's only 1 within 4, so I do kill that team. So now you got to roll your counterattack, which you pass. Do you want to stay there? Do you want to move up? I wouldn't want to move up. Keep me in this scrub. So
I'm staying there.
Oh yeah, you're gonna stay there. Well, that means I'm gonna move up, and it's gonna force you back. But when I move up, I gotta make my cross checks, which I think I make both. Panzer IV, cross of 3. Yeah, so I do make both. So I'm gonna move up. Sorry, I rarely do these live things. So I do move up. I'm not within 4 inches to swing. So it means you're pushed back now.
How far?
Up to 6. I think it's up to 6 inches away.
What's the minimum?
I think it's 4 inches. We'll have to check.
Okay.
But either way, it gets you out of your foxholes.
Yeah.
It prevents you from capturing my goddamn 8 rads. All right, so at least now we know.
I'm still within.
So yeah, assaulting 8 rads. Yeah, you're still within 4, but you might not pass your test.
Correct.
Excellent. All right, so on Scott's turn, the Avanti is complete over there. He moved up his Pak 38s to try and break my tank formation, because if he kills 1 Panzer IV, the Lancia killed the CO tank there. But if he killed 1 Panzer IV and I failed that test, then the Panzer formation would have broken. He used the mortars to walk up forcing me to have to kill all 3 mortars for that objective. Hilariously, the artillery killed a martyr and a scout car, so now my martyrs are down to, if they lose or bail out 1 more tank, they're testing, and the scout cars are testing, and that's the only thing testing over there. So now it's a race to see who can claim victory. So I will do my very best. We'll see what is what on my turn. All right, so what happened here? The Panzer IVs machine gun the ever-loving hell out of the mortars, even despite their 3+ saves. These Panzer IIIs finally killed the last Lancia, which means they can't assault these guys. These guys were going to shoot at the Lancia if the Panzer IIIs missed. Instead, took some pot shots downrange, but couldn't get through the gun shield. Over yonder, I tried for the Blitz, then tactical, failed it. Took a couple MG shots at long range, but nothing. So my reading of the rules is as such. So he's not gonna claim this one at the beginning of his turn because he dashed last turn. So I'm okay here. And because I couldn't assault this, his infantry is gonna buy him some more time over there. So yeah, it's getting down to the wire here. But he has now, with the Lancia gone, he has no way. Oh no, the Pak 38s can actually kill 1 Panzer. Actually, if they kill both Panzer IVs, then this formation breaks. And then he's got a stranglehold here. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see if the planes come in too. Oh, shameful display. So the Pak 38s killed 1 and bailed 1 of my my Panzer IVs, which meant the Italian infantry took a while, but they dove straight in and captured my last Panzer IV, thus securing this objective, but most importantly, because the HQ was killed by the Lancia, and the Panzer IVs are now dead here. This one's captured, so they're going to use this as their ride going forward, right? Meant that the Panzer IIIs that are in here, their formation breaks. Over there, I mean, nothing really happened. He dug in. His men dug in. Actually, no, his artillery ranged in. I had to pass my saves over there. Or I'll start testing on the martyrs. But more importantly, this. And this guy is still out here, out in the bush with his Enigma machine going, warning.
Holy shit.
We are being destroyed. Alright, what's keeping me on the table here? So I've got 1 more turn to do something over. Basically, all I'll be doing is walking over there, and he'll assault me for sure. To try and contest that over there. So see what I can pull off. These guys could somehow kill 3 infantry platoons with machine guns and then claim victory, perhaps. Who knows? Well, my cunning plan to still win was to machine gun these guys in the bushes and then assault them. If only I'd killed just 2 infantry stands, that would have made him force the tests every turn. But instead, I failed both my cross checks. I killed 1 with machine guns and then failed both cross checks, so they're sitting here dicks to the wind, basically. Over yonder, I moved up, machine gunned, did nothing. But at least I'm contesting over here. So now we'll see if he has the Italian cojones, or whatever it's pronounced in Italian, to walk up, shoot me with rifles, maybe bail 1, and then assault them and win the game here. But he's actually, all he's got to do is pack 38 the sides of these and win the game. So that's what he's going to do. Or maybe the planes will finally make another appearance. No. Nope. So how's that 5 or 6 points invested into planes turning out there, Scott?
Yeah.
Once
I'd be saving the 5 points
for anything else.
Anything else.
Yeah. Well, the Pak 38s After moving tactically and then needing 6s to hit my 8 rad, hit the 8 rad, which meant there's only one 8 rad left, which meant these guys assaulted. Didn't even hit a single machine gun fire, so he assaulted, bailed out, captured. Over here, the artillery actually killed one of the martyrs. And then these guys opened up with all of their rifle MGs. Actually, I rolled 3 1s for saves. All I needed was a 6 to cause a bail. Didn't cause a bail. So at the start of his turn, which is right now... No, wait. That's the end of his turn. So at the beginning of my turn, I'm technically contesting this, but I have to roll my motivation first. I actually pass. So this lone martyr means the game's going on another turn. However, means this formation is dead because the 8 rads are dead. So I have 1 model left on the board, which is his martyr. Oh yeah, it is support. Yeah, so that's it. You've tabled me. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. He's gone. You're right. It was support. Yeah. I just did that in the wrong order. Well, a good game. How do you like your list?
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, man.
That was not what I was expecting.
No, me neither. I was sure I was just going to roll this flank easily. My bad to hit rolls were just... These Pack 38s were mint. They did a lot of damage.
Told you. Better than the 47 Elephantinos.
Yeah.
It's worth the 12 points for the 3 of those with their range and their anti-tank rating.
Yeah. I'll agree with you where I don't think you should have the captured 25-pounders.
Yeah.
They were all right.
They did okay.
They killed, you know what? They caused enough bails to my scout cars and then ultimately the martyrs.
This, and that.
Yeah.
So they actually, they got a fair bit.
Yeah, they pulled their weight for sure.
Yeah.
The airplanes didn't pull their weight, but I mean, really, realistically, that's your bad luck for rolling not a single 4+ except for once this entire game.
Correct.
In turn, for me, I mean, my last game with Rob, our biggest criticism was how my formation was brittle. I took 2 formations that way. The only support I had was the martyrs. I think I played too... I was too reckless with my scout cars to thinking they could do assaults and stuff like it was still V3 or something like that. Your Lancias were pretty good. You made a lot of 4+8s.
Yeah.
I failed a lot of firepower, so that gun shield is pretty clutch. I don't know. Are you going to make any changes for our next game?
So, I'll probably... The only change I'll probably make is I'll look at replacing the Falcos with the some Elephantinos, the 47 mils, to go with the infantry. Because
and if you ditch that 1-point card, that's 6 points. That gets you, I think, 3 Elephantinos. And are they integral to the Bersaglieri or just the weapon platoons? I think they're integral.
No, like so I can take one of them as a part of. It's like taking. You can take an M1441 platoon.
Oh, because they're a compulsory choice in another formation. Correct. Okay, so there'd still be support, but it's better. Yeah, it's more guns. Yeah, okay.
But it'll actually give me another. So if I'm facing Bren carriers or I'm facing recce vehicles or light tanks, at least I've got something that can deal with those.
Well, it's a perfect weapon against what I took today. My light stuff. Yeah.
And honeys, it's still effective against honey tanks. It's still effective against Bren gun carriers.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. It gives me a light anti-armor for my infantry, and plus they're small enough you can dig them in. I mean, having those in the Pack 39s, the 5 centimeters.
Yeah, these were huge. You were moving them almost every turn because of the limited range, but realistically, had you put them more in them, well, there was a nice hill over on this end here. Yeah. But I mean, you were moving them effectively around. The Avantiing over there to win the game was nice because it forced me to move these. Otherwise, those assets would have been over here. So that was good. That's something I need to watch for. The thing is, like, I left the Enigma radio truck in that bush near that objective, but what was I going to leave over here? Like some scout cars? I needed all their firepower for the stuff over here. So I don't know.
So
I still don't know if a Panzer company is viable, but I'll keep plugging away at it. I mean,
so the only change I would have made to my setup, like I was happy with the setup. The guns, like what you had laid out, you had the scout cars, you had the martyrs, and then predominantly most of it here.
Well, my plan, as soon as you deploy the 2 guns over here, my plan was to completely redeploy. I was like leaving these guys in the dust.
Yeah.
I forgot, honestly, these guys had a tactical 4. I was thinking it was like 2 or dash.
4's huge.
It is huge. I didn't think it was 4.
Especially with a range of 28.
Yeah, so that gives you a 32 reach out. And honestly, yeah, these guys were, I think, man of the match. Ironically, the best German unit on either side.
So the only thing I would have done different is, in retrospect, I probably wouldn't have because I put my L640s down last, and I probably, had I seen where you were and the fact that you had put most of your armour over here, I probably would have put them over that side, because they would have dashed across to that earlier. And again,
true. And with their front armor 3, they're more able to withstand any of my 2-centimeter gunfire from the scout cars, right, Rads? Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, okay. Well, that was a good game. We'll take a break. And you know what? I'm going to stick with the same list, and you're going to make your changes.
Yeah.
Again, these are just practice games. Yeah. But yeah, that was a really good game. Good setup, good board.
We'll change the terrain around. And
yeah, sure. We'll move a building. All right, thanks, dude.